is she? You said while taking one of the photo your husband was arranging. He lifted his eyes to you and then at the photo in your hands and then again down. You looked at the girl in the picture. She looked so elegant and even beautiful. You know Mr. Kim, Hanjin? You press your lips together trying to recall your memory just to know if you ever meet any person with the name or not, or even you heard of them ever. By any chance you are talking about the CEO of Kim Corporation? He looked at you and smiled while you looked at him a little confused, not knowing what wrong you said to make him smile. He tapped your nose and nodded before arranging the photos again. You chuckled. You really got a great memory, my dear wifey. You smile. It's so rare you both ever talk like this. Most of the time, he used to stay busy in his work and a little cold towards you. He is cold, not to you, but his nature is like that. Silent and straightforward, and people misunderstood as a cold behavior. You both get married just 20 days ago, still not so close to each other, but giving your best in this new relation. Have you ever heard of a brand called Bella Blossom? He said looking at you and you nodded slightly. That's her brand. She just opened it like a year ago but really got so popular among young ladies. You also use product of her brand? Oh, of course not. I just know about her. He nodded and took another photo and showed it to you. Your eyes widened when you saw the lady and then quickly looked at Jungkook and he chuckled. Woo, isn't she Miss Beauty Bliss? He nodded. You took the photo from his hand and looked. You always have been a great fan of her. Yes, she owns too many brands and even handles them with so much profession. Her husband also used to work as a CEO in a tech corporation. They both are really so successful and in our business world there's a separate image of them. You nodded. Everything is so new for you, the new relation, getting to know new people, getting to know about the people you never ever thought of, and this new city. It's your first time in this Seoul. You both belongs to a small town in the countryside, but he leaves the place when his father get a good job in Seoul. But you spend those 21 years there. Living in the big city like this was always just a part of your dream, which comes true when Jungkook's father asks for your hand to your father. That was so unexpected. Of course, both the families knows each other as a neighbor, but was not that connected. And second, who doesn't know the diamond of the business world? Not only for you, but this proposal was even shocking for your parents. After marriage, you shifted here in Seoul with him. Of course, it's a little hard for you to adjust in this new environment, but you are trying your best and he is also helping you equally. You know her personally? You said looking at him with your curious eyes. He pressed his lips together and shook his head. I never met her, but yeah, I had lots of collaboration with Mr. Fuji. He is really a nice person, a little old-fashioned, but his ideas always work. Your every business partner's wife had their own brands and companies. Not every single one, but yeah, most of them. Actually, they married after getting fame. It will be easy to choose someone of your level after that, right? You nodded. He showed you one more picture. You know her? She is really a great celebrity. There are so many famous dramas of her. You meet her? Only once when Mr. Han take her for dinner at our company party. Wow, how lucky you are to meet up with every famous person. He didn't say anything, just smiled and put all those photos aside. By the way, what are you doing? I mean, why are you taking all these out? Actually, I invite them for dinner next week. At our home? You asked instantly, being a little shocked as you never expected something like this. He looked at you a little confused and nodded. Yes, I know I should have asked you first, but actually everything got planned so suddenly that I didn't get time to ask you. Will that be okay for you? He said, looking at you with hopes. You smiled slightly even when your heart was beating so fast. It's really a big deal to meet all these business celebrities, and even if it's not, but for you, it is. You were so deep in your thought that you flinched when Jungkook called your name. You looked at him confused. You called me? He chuckled and nodded. Your mom told me that you are really so good at crafting, so if you had time, may I will ask for some help from you? Oh, me? But I know nothing about the work. It's not that hard, something you can do better than me. Just want you to make invitation card for them. I want to invite them with a handmade invitation, so... Oh, that's easy, I will do that. He smiled and nodded before sliding every necessary things towards you. Take your time to finish it. No need to rush, okay? You nodded. Let's go and have dinner. I'm feeling so hungry. Oh yes, I come here to tell you that dinner is ready. Aish, this thing totally slipped from my mind. Let's go now or it will get cold. You said walking to the kitchen while he chuckled and followed you. A lady in her early 40s smiled at you when you offered her water. They all were looking so rich and elegant. The smell they bring with them and everything about them is so high level and different from you. Jungkook is higher in position than them, but by looking at you, they can't say that you are his wife, messy burned with long shirt and a skirt. That's what you were wearing. You thought to escape from here before they could ask you any question, but that lady spoke. You looked at her. She had a shine in her eyes and a confidence on her face. You looked at her husband who had a proud smile for his wife. I visited once here, like last month, but I never saw you. Who you are? Your fists tightened on the tray and lips pressed together. Don't know what to say and what not. Their extent is also so different from you. Your heart was beating so fast and dozens of insecurities cover your mind, cutting your thoughts over thoughts. She waited for your answer, but your voice seems to fade somewhere. I used to work here. This is all you were able to say and your heart felt right. You don't want to ruin the image Jungkook was created with so much effort and hard work. You are not so aware of this business world, but know that much that your family background also matters here. Every single and big thing related to you matters to keep your reputation high. They all nodded, but she chuckled slightly, a little surprised to know, because as much as I know him, he don't like maids. He is someone who lives alone. Interference is something which makes him so angry. You didn't say anything and just smiled. Suddenly they all got up and bowed. You looked back and saw Jungkook walking downstairs with a smile. He smiled at you while he flashes a small smile. Walking near them, he shakes hands and stands next to you. Come on, Mr. John. We thought you were taking your wife with you, and I thought you already met her. They all looked at each other confused while you gulped nervously. Oh, whatever it is, let me introduce my beloved wife to you all. He walked to you and wrapped his arm around your waist. Meet my wife, Mrs. John Y.N. He said with a proud smile while everyone looked at him shocked. Your eyes went down. There was a silence for some second until Mr. Han laughed. Oh, come on, you never told us that you like to joke around. And which part do you think I'm joking about? He said with his heavy voice, making them clear that he is not joking at all. But she said she is the maid here. Jungkook's heart stopped. He looked at you, but you didn't dare to look at him. You can feel his grip is loosening from your waist and fist tightened. His jaw clenched, but he still managed to cover up all this with his smile. Aish, not again. Sorry for the trouble, but my wife really likes to joke around. Aish, you both really make us fool. For real. But Mr. John, I have to say that you got really so beautiful wife. You are so lucky in this matter. He forced a smile, but his eyes were again and again glancing at you. I will serve you all dinner. You said and quickly walked inside, leaving Jungkook alone with the confusion. Why you do all this? It's been a while after that incident. He is not talking to you. Whenever you try to talk to him or try to apologize for your behavior, he always ignores you, and now this thing makes you even sadder. You are regretting what you said and just need one chance to explain your actions. Jungkook come out after washing his face. He is angry at you, but more, he is angry at himself. No matter how hard he tries, but fails to make you feel the love he had for you. He fails to make you comfortable with him. The love he shows to you through his small actions seems to vanish just by your one action. He never thought that he made you feel this low, that you are ashamed to introduce yourself as his wife. Never ever he thought of you as a burden on him, the pride he feels after introducing you as his wife. Today, you make him insecure of that too. He never understands where he lacked to make you comfortable around him. Taking a deep breath, he come out from the bathroom and soon saw a hand extended towel at him. He looked at you and pressing his lips together, he took the towel and walked towards the closet. "I'm sorry," you said in a low voice, but got no response from his side. He was still silent, and this thing is killing you inside. You can bear anything, but not his silence. Sliding a loose t-shirt, he walked towards the bed, but before that you grabbed his hand. He looked at you and then at your hand. "Please, let me explain myself. I know I made a mistake. I shouldn't have to say all that, but have you ever tried to know the reason why I said all this? Just scold me, slap me. You can even punish me, but please talk to me." He said, holding both of his hands and looking down as tears rolled to your eyes. He sighed and looked away. Just stay there silent, and you take it as a sign to explain your actions. You wipe your tears. The urge to hug you tightly took over him, but he somehow controlled himself. Just wanted to tell you that you are not his insecurity but his pride, that flashes as a smile on his face, a bright and a beautiful smile. You wiped your tears and looked at him. "I don't know what you call it, but for me it's my insecurity. It's my first time living around such an area. In our town, it's so different. We don't wear such clothes. Long clothes are all we have to wear. We used to invite people for dinner, but it always a mess. Not all elegant and beautiful like you had earlier. No one cares if we are smelling good or bad, but here, it's different. If you even go out of your house with a stain on your shirt, everyone glances at you like you do some crime, and more than you, it's your husband, and especially when it's someone as famous as you. I was insecure when I got to know that your every business partner wives are working. They had their own brand or CEO of some other big companies. I thought you did feel ashamed to introduce someone like me as your wife, because I can't match your standards at all. I don't want your reputation to ruin because of someone like me. What do you mean by someone like you, huh?" You looked at him while he suddenly raised his voice at you. His eyes softened when he saw tears in your eyes. Taking a deep breath, he wiped your tears and hugged you tightly. Your eyes again got teary. He kisses your back. Himself don't know how you end up thinking all this. Breaking the hug, he cupped your face and made you look at him. "How can you be so naive? The thing you are thinking, your insecurity, is my biggest comfort. You can't just compare yourself with them. They can never be like you. They won't comfort each other like you do. Won't catch their husband's hair when they feel tired. They all need appointment to even meet each other during working hours. But we are different. You are different. And insecure. Won't you see the shine in my eyes when I introduce you as my wife? Won't you see the pride in my voice when I told them that you are the someone behind my success, even when we just met few days ago? I thought that I would clear everything the day I took walks with you, the day I kissed you. I thought I made you clear that I do love you so much. You won't possess a great name and wealth like them, but you possess a great heart to welcome everyone with a smile. You possess a beautiful smile to make my day. I feel good when you see me off. I feel good when you wait for me. I feel good that how we spend few hours together at night after missing each other the whole day. You won't understand, but everything about you is my type. I feel good when others compliment me saying that Mr. John, you are really so lucky in love that you got a beautiful partner like her. Then how can you say that you are less than them? You are great in my eyes, and I will always proudly introduce you to everyone. I can even scream all this to the whole world that I am proud of my wife. You bought it to control your tears and then hugged him tightly. I am sorry. I thought they will disrespect you after knowing about me. They will talk behind you for marrying someone like me. Just my negative thoughts. I don't care about others think, but always remember I love you the way you are. You are the best among everyone. You are the one whom I love so much. He said, hiding her deep in his arms, and he meant his word, because if his bride had a face, it will definitely look like you. For him, his life is you. 20 days is just a blink of time, but the heart just needs a second to fall in love with the right person. Insecurity is everywhere. All we need is someone who can make it your biggest strength. Walking with him while holding his hands, you both went to have dinner out, but in middle your car stopped, so you both decided to walk as the mansion is not so far now. You chuckle when you suddenly realize how naive you were to think that he don't love you and feel ashamed to introduce you as his wife in front of his business partners. Well, you are also not to blame here. In these new building relationships, everyone feels these type of insecurities. What if it's just a responsibility, not love? What if he or she doesn't feel the same? Are we really destiny? And more when the marriage is arranged, where you both had no idea about each other and their life. Everyone feels this way, and you were one of them too. But now, when you confess, then you feel how innocent you were. Everyone had a uniqueness in their love story. Not everyone wants to marry a successful businessman or a famous celebrity. Some want their life a little more comfortable and peaceful. Some want a simple love with care and happiness. Some want their partner to know you as their husband or a wife first. These small things don't put their respect down. In fact, they feel proud to get supported by their partners. To get loved by someone you know will always be by your side. You know will love you and treat you like a normal person, not the way you always get treated. For them, you are first and then your profession. Who knows you from who you are, then what you show to the world. The one who understands you by their heart, and Jungkook is one of them too. If he wants, then he can marry any other famous celebrity. May date any other famous businesswoman. He is known as the diamond of business world for a reason. But he feels a different comfort with you, the way you enjoy every small details of his work, the way you try to help him in every small and big thing even when you don't know much of all this. He loves each and everything about you, and where there is comfort, there is no regret left. You should at least talk to him before doing something embarrassing like this. You smiled again, can't able to take out this moment from your mind. It's so embarrassing but also beautiful at the same time. You suddenly feel an emptiness and realize that his hands are not intertwined with yours anymore. Jungkook raised his brows and looked back at you. Now what happened? You really like to doze off every second, huh? Sorry. You said and ran to him, wrapping your hand around his arm. You looked at him and smiled while he looked at you weirdly. What? You are behaving all weird today. You call it weird, but I call it being happy. I am so happy today. Really? And may I know the cause of your this happiness? I don't know any other thing that can make me happy as you do. He laughed while you smiled back. Really? Am I that special? You will never know how special you are for me. Really, even more than the cheesecake you had earlier. You pressed your lips together and smiled, making him raise his brows. Why we are bringing food in the middle, right? He chuckled while you smiled, biting your lower lip. Oh, so you love food more than me. But I love you more than anything else after that. But I still feel sad after knowing that I am not your first priority. Hey, don't be sad. You are my priority. I love you so much. More than Toboki? You pressed your lips together and looked at him, and his brow raised. More than myself. He scoffed and looked at you again while you bite your lower lip to control your smile. More than the food. Look, we are already here. Let's go. You said and ran towards the mansion, ignoring him. He chuckled and slid his hands in his pocket and followed you with a slow step, but suddenly you stopped and looked at him. You think for a second and said, I love you more than paneer tikka, and you should know that paneer tikka is not only food but an emotion. Hiding your red face, you ran into the mansion while he just laughed slightly and shaking his head, he followed you.